Resident Evil Challenger. 4 challengers, 16 games, 24 hours. Resident Evil Challenge 2025, 20th anniversary.
What is going on, everyone? Anthony here, and in this video I'm going over my stipulations for the upcoming Resident Evil Challenge 2025, the 20th anniversary of Resident Evil Challenger. This is going to be a big one, so let's get right into my stipulations. To kick off the challenge, we have an exciting one. This is going to be the Resident Evil 4 Remake race. So all of us will be racing against the clock to see which challenger comes out on top. And we're going to be doing a lucky dip draw for our weapons and loadouts. So we're going to have a pot for handguns, shotguns, rifles, etc. And we're all going to be drawing our weapons, and none of it will be repeated, so each loadout will be unique to each challenger. I feel pretty confident with Resident Evil 4 Remake. I have been practicing a lot, and there is still some sections in the castle and the island that are still pretty difficult, even while speedrunning. So I'm very curious to see how this race will go. The next game for me in the challenge is going to be Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and I'm going to be attempting what I like to call Operation Nemesis, which is taking out every single Nemesis encounter, regardless of path or live selection. He has to go down every time he appears on screen. So that's going to be fun, but we're going to be mixing it up because on top of Operation Nemesis, we're going to be doing the RE Challenger Card Deck Challenge. So I'll actually be drawing weapons and weapon stipulations from the card deck, and that's going to be what I run with throughout the game. I'm very curious to see what I draw from this card deck and how that can apply to every single Nemi boss fight in the game. It's going to be a tricky one, but I'm up for the challenge. The third game that I wanted to bring into the fold has never been attempted before in Resident Evil Challenger history, and that is Resident Evil Survivor. I'm going to be doing this one handgun only, and I'm going to take out every single Mr. X and Tyrant in the game. So similar to Operation Nemesis with killing every Nemi encounter, every time there's a Mr. X encounter, he's going down. Everything is going to come down to just the handgun and my healing items, so it's going to be a very fun one to attempt, and it's never been done before in RE Challenger history. My last pick for the challenge has not been featured since Season 2 of the challenge, so nearly 20 years ago, and I'm very excited to bring this back into the fold, and that is Resident Evil Deadly Silence. Yes, we're going to be bringing out a DS, and we're going to be filming me playing it with the very old-school lo-fi vibes that you might remember from the early days of the challenge. The camera simply pointing at the DS, and it's going to be on the live stream, so it's going to be very fun to attempt this. I am going to be playing original mode on this, but it's going to have a Savage Dip against me. So Savage Dip is pretty much any stipulation I draw is really going to be against me and make this even harder of a playthrough. This is going to be my last and final pick, and I'm very excited to bring back the original Resident Evil, but on the DS. So those are all of my Resident Evil games and stipulations for the 2025 challenge, and I am so grateful and thankful to be a part of this big 20-year anniversary of Resident Evil Challenger, and this challenge is going to be the biggest one yet. So let's make this a good one, and I'll see all of you guys in June. Take care.
Resident Evil Challenger.